Rowan was a beggar boy on a railway station platform in India. On the best days, strangers took pity on Rowan and gave him morsels to eat. On the worst day, Rowan dug in the trash for food or even ate nothing at all, but survived on water. He had little hope that life would ever change. Little did he know that God cared for him and that he was preparing a new life for Rowan's future. A kind pastor from Flay's Adventist school stood on the platform where Rowan lived. As the pastor waited for the train, he glanced around the station. There, he noticed a heartbreaking sight. Rowan stood in the tattered and dirty clothes, obviously hungry. Worst of all, the boy had a look of hopelessness in his eyes. The pastor's heart melted with compassion, and he approached. "I know of a place where children get good food, clothes, and a good education," the pastor said. "Children live with a mother and father who love them. It's called the ICC Sweet Home Children's Village. Would you like to live there?" It sounded like a dream to Rowan. In fact, it sounded too good to be true. Although the stranger had a kind face, Rowan felt uncertain. He refused, and the pastor hesitantly walked away. Not knowing what else to do, the man said a silent prayer for the homeless child. A moment later, the train approached. The pastor bent to pick up his briefcase, but it wasn't on the ground anymore. It was in the arms of Rowan. "Sir, that is our train," he said. "Let us go." Each day presents huge difficulties for orphaned and vulnerable children, those who have lost their parents and as a result are missing out on their childhood. In big cities, small towns, and local villages throughout the world, orphans and vulnerable children have to grow up too soon. Without someone to intervene, these children quickly learn to survive through any means possible, turning to theft. Many become targets of gang violence or human trafficking and abuse. These children face what might seem to them as a downward spiral of impossibilities. Yet, if an orphan or a vulnerable child is integrated into a loving family quickly, a miracle of new life is possible. Adventist Possibility Ministries champions the cause of children who have lost their parents or whose lives are threatened in the environment where they live. The Bible tells us in James 1:27 that religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Adventist Possibility Ministries works to inform individuals and groups within the church regarding the needs and challenges that orphans and vulnerable children experience. Adventist Possibility Ministries works to identify and promote ministry possibilities for these children. Increased awareness together with acceptance of these children leads us to act, to do something tangible. This leads to the creation of programs and spaces where an orphan or a vulnerable child can flourish within an environment of positive possibilities. It's what happened with young Rowan, the boy in the railroad station. For you see, the pastor was aware not only of the need that Rowan had for a home, he was also aware of an Adventist organization who would accept him as he was and who could provide such a home for him. This pastor accepted his responsibility and acted upon it, inviting Rowan to experience the possibility of a new life where he would be loved and cared for. And the results? What became Rowan? The kind pastor took him to the International Children's Care Sweet Home Village. The next morning when they arrived, the Sweet Home family welcomed Rowan warmly. They gave him food, clothing, and a comfortable place to sleep in one of the rooms with other boys. They also enrolled him in school. This was all possible because of caring individuals who are not only aware of the needs of orphan children, but who are also willing to accept the responsibility of loving action through sponsorship and financial support. Rowan grew up in Sweet Home and attended elementary and high school in the Flays Adventist School. He was elected president of his senior class. After his high school graduation, Rowan went to study theology at Spicer Adventist University. He received a bachelor's degree in 2014 and successfully completed a master's degree in 2016. After obtaining his master's degree, Rowan returned to his home and joined the staff at the Flays School. He is now paying forward the support given to him. Rowan is one example of the impact you can have in the life of an orphan and vulnerable children. Creating life-changing possibilities for these children doesn't happen by chance. And the Bible doesn't say it's optional. It's essential. That's why caring for orphans and vulnerable children is one of 7 ministries within Adventist Possibility Ministries. Join the journey today. Discover the possibilities.